A sophomore, Catherine Adams. Senior, Caroline Baker. Freshman, Lindsay Barnes. Graduate student, Melissa Lumana. A senior, Annika Delgado. Senior, Caitlin Dobler. Senior, Caroline Famous. Sophomore, Ella Flowers. Freshman, Charlie Hansen. A freshman, Matthew Hodges. Junior, Ronnie Collar. A junior, Rich Blackmore. Sophomore, Glenn Kozan. Graduate, Sophia Pinagua. Freshman, Libby Abraham. A junior, Debbie Saswell. Sophomore, Claire Chubb. And senior, Alice Waldo. The Trojans coached by them now on the 6th day down in Brooksville. And now let's get your Washington State University Cougars. And the Cougars, sophomore, Clara Anderson. A freshman, Kate Bluford. Sophomore, Skylar Nash. A junior, Angela DePaulo. Senior, Alexis Dowdy. A junior, Selena Brown Ortiz. Senior, Haley Roddy. Junior, Noel Harvey. A sophomore, Gloria Haase. Freshman, Hannah Wardo. Junior, Samantha Cruz. A freshman, Addison Lewis. Senior, Josie Zigzag. Sophomore, Emily Lundgren. Sophomore, Ellie Moss. A freshman, Madison Parker. Senior, Nicole Bologna. Sophomore, Anna Rockles. Graduate, Jewel Springer. Senior, Kiana Swain. Freshman, Mira Sinjak. Senior, Kei Shige. Senior, Alexander Opinion. Freshman, Ariel Lang. Sophomore, Lauren Willie. Junior, Emma Wright. And freshman, Malika Yalsi. Your Cougars.
Well, good morning from Pullman, Washington. We have Pac-12 women's swimming here this morning from Gibb Pool. So glad to have all of you with us, and it should be a really fun one here this morning between the 4th-ranked USC Trojans and the Washington State Cougars. I'm Trevor Williams, the rest of our Pac-12 Plus crew here with you as well, and we will open this morning with the women's 200-yard medley relay here at Gibb Pool. The A relay teams for each team: Washington State is in lane 3. Anna Rockholtz will open, then Emily Lundgren, Dori Hatazi, and Selena Duran-Ortiz will close that leg. For USC, their A relay is in lane 4. It'll be Caroline Famous, Caitlin Dobler, Annika Delgado, and Mina Abraham will be the anchor leg. The B relays for Washington State and USC are in lanes 5 and 6. Kiana Swain, Haley Grotti, Kaya Takashige, Skylar Burgotch for Washington State. USC, Justina Kozan, Catherine Adams, Vasilisa Minaya, and Genevieve Sasseville. C relays, USC in lane 2, Lindsay Barnes, Charlotte Hansen, Caroline Baker, Marlene Collar. Washington State in lane 7, Michaela Poloni, Alexander Vartianen, Ariel Wang, and Addie Lewis. And USC's D in lane 8, Ella Flowers, Nisha Keach-Canacorn, Sophia Kudrashova, and Alice Waldrow. We'll have 7 events here in the first section before a 15-minute break. This will be the lone relay. We've got the 1650 freestyle coming up, and then we'll get into some shorter races the rest of the way in this opening section. USC, Black Caps, Washington State, whites. And we are off with the backstroke here to open up this 200-yard medley relay. Strong starts for USC. Their A relay and B relay in lanes 4 and 6. Into Caitlin Dobler is taken out ahead here in the breaststroke. Lane 4 for USC. It's right in the center of the screen. Following up inside for Washington State right now, Emily Lundgren. Dobler and Lundgren, two really talented ones. We'll talk more throughout the morning, but Dobler, a Pac-12 champion in the 100 and 200 breaststroke. Onto the fly, and USC is flying here in this opening race. Annika Delgado. Well out in front right now of Dori Hatazi. Another two very talented at the fly, and USC out cruising in front here in lane 4 in race 1 of the morning. Mina Abraham looking to close it for the Trojans. Get the women of Troy their first victory this morning. Washington State following in lane 3 in second. Little pressure outside lane 6 from USC's B relay and Genevieve Sasseville, but it does go USC's A1, Washington State A2, and then USC's B and Washington State's B. So it stays pretty straight up there in those first 4. USC at 150-13 with the victory. And then Washington State, as we said, 2 and USC 3. So we will get set for a long one here. The 1650 freestyle. 650-yard freestyle here will be raced by Noelle Harvey in lane 2 for Washington State. Mira Simchak in lane 3 for Washington State. Claire Tuggle is in lane 4 for USC. Lauren Willey in lane 5 for Washington State. Mackie Hodges of Southern California in lane 6. And Hannah Huarte of WSU in lane 7. Staying down the longest out of the start, Mackie Hodges for USC. Hodges, who is a freshman from Ladera Ranch, California, a league MVP in high school, has posted a 17:33.85 best time for her in the 1650 free. Introducing you inside to lane 4, Claire Tuggle for USC, who's emerged these first couple times down out front. Well, plenty to go. 16:15.91, the best time for Tuggle, the sophomore out of Pismo Beach, California. Already owns NCAA B qualifying times in the 100 and 200 free, as well as the 200 individual medley, a transfer from Virginia. Looks like the leader of the Washington State pack right now is Noelle Harvey inside in lane 2. Harvey, who has a ton of experience for the Cougars, junior from Carlsbad, California. 5 wins last season, 8 on her Washington State career. Competed for USA at the World University Games in 2023. While we're talking about Harvey, able to close the space and actually overtake her in lane 3 for Washington State is Mira Simchak. Simchak from Hungary has an NCAA B qualifying time in the 500 free. That was a year ago, NCAA B qualifying time in the 500 free. Still trying to qualify this season. Finished 3rd in the 1,000 free at California, 10:10.77. That was the 7th fastest time in program history, lengthening it out here a little bit for the 1650. And Lauren Willie in lane 5 for Washington State, sophomore from Oswego, Illinois. Competed in the National Invitational Championships last year. Qualified in this event, the 1650 free. Best time for her, 16:39.59. And Hannah Huarte for Washington State is the other competitor in this one. Huarte up at the top of the screen, lane 7. Trailing the pack right now, the freshman from Sammamish, Washington, out of Eastside Catholic High School. Her mom was a swimmer at Washington for the Huskies. She's here for the rival Cougars. Very athletic family, had a couple aunts, one track and field at Notre Dame, one who played golf in California. Her grandpa, John Huarte, was the 1964 Heisman Trophy winner at Notre Dame and also won a Super Bowl with Kansas City. Right now, about 3 minutes in. The lead is Claire Tuggle. Tuggle by a couple seconds over Willie and Simshak for Washington State. Well, staying close is Simshak right inside of Tuggle. You see them right there side by side. USC women really strong right now in the college swimming ranks, 4th in the country behind Virginia, Texas, and Florida. Washington State at home battled tough against UCLA earlier this year. UCLA, the other Los Angeles outfit out of the Pac-12. They are at number 25 in the rankings, the Bruins. Pac-12 also have ranked teams in Cal at Stanford at 9 and 10, and Arizona State at number 19. Still right now, Tuggle and Simshak leading the pack. Noelle Harvey would be 3rd. And then Lauren Willie, Mackie Hodges, they are basically even, and Hannah Huarte behind them. Tuggle for USC, we mentioned the Virginia transfer. ACC championships last year, placed 4th in the 500 free, 7th in this event, the 1650 free, the ACC conference championships. Has been a member of the U.S. junior national team. This is the big distance event for Tuggle. Does have NCAA qualifying times in the 100 and 200 free, as well as the 200-yard individual medley. Today, when we're talking about qualifying times, we'll be talking about the events that we will have throughout this one. Still in this first segment, before our first 15-minute break, there'll be the 200 freestyle, 100 backstroke, 100 breaststroke, 200 butterfly, and the 50 freestyle. Then after a 15-minute break, it'll be the 100 freestyle, 200 backstroke, 200 breaststroke, 100 butterfly, and then we'll have a 10-minute break, and we'll finish with the 200 individual medley and the 200 freestyle medley. The scoring after the opening race this morning: USC's A relay, 150 and 1300ths of a second to take the 200-yard medley relay. Washington State followed in second, and USC in third with their B relay. And then the Washington State B relay in fourth. So Tuggle and Simshak still pacing each other very nicely. Simshak, we mentioned, from Hungary, Budapest, a Hungarian junior national. before coming to Washington State, was a world top 30 prospect. Simchak does have a couple wins here on her freshman season. Tuggle with 7 wins already this year by our count, a couple in conference meets. USC undefeated this season in dual meets. They started at the beginning of November at Arizona. Raced to a pretty tight finish with the Wildcats, 159-139. Then beat Arizona State in Tempe. Took care of UNLV at home in Los Angeles, as well as UC San Diego and Utah on a Friday in LA. Still Cal and Stanford and UCLA to go for USC. Pac-12 Swimming and Diving Championships this year are February 28th through March 2nd in Federal Way at the King County Aquatic Center over there, and then diving championships in the middle of March in Flagstaff, Arizona, NCAAs in Athens, Georgia the following week, March 20th to the 23rd. So Tuggle out in front right now, 8:33.21. Over halfway through. .66 touches end-to-end for these swimmers in the 1650-yard freestyle. And Tuggle has opened up about a half body length lead on Mira Simchak. Outstanding coaching staff on each side of this here this morning. Lee Maurer, the head coach of both the USC men's and women's swimming and diving teams. Maurer, decorated Olympian. Olympic gold medalist, former Stanford women's head coach, was there for 7 years at Stanford. Second year right now as the USC men's and women's swimming head coach. Also spent time as a water polo assistant coach prior to this. Maurer won gold and bronze 1992 Olympics. World Championships gold medalist in 1998. College, a swimmer for Stanford, 3 national championships, 92, 93, 94, trying to get this USC program to that level. USC last season finished second in the Pac-12. Washington State led by Matt Leach. A good record of Cougar coaches on the Palouse with the name Leach. Really notably, Matt Leach into his 6th season. Notably, he has a couple freshmen who've been very impressive and turned into outstanding sophomores. Those were last year's Dory Hatazi and Emily Lundgren. And they've continued to be impressive this year. We will see them later in competition today. Leach is from Portland, Oregon, swam collegiately at Indiana, where he's a 4-time All-American. Won a Big Ten Conference Championship there in the 200 medley relay. And is still a school record holder. in the 200 freestyle relay and the 400 medley relay. Trying to continue to elevate a Washington State program that competes against some of the best nationally. Claire Tuggle has been able to expand her advantage. Has about a half of a pool length on Mira Simchak now. Tuggle at 12:37 currently her time. This is trip number 51 across for Tuggle. Talked about the schedule for USC to this point. For Washington State, 3 dual meets that they have competed in this year. And we mentioned the one they had in October here against 23rd ranked UCLA. Fell to the Bruins 153 to 109, but the Cougars did post some impressive event wins in that competition. They've also already raced number 11 Cal and number 10 Stanford, who are now 9 and 10, as we mentioned a few minutes ago. Those were in Berkeley and in Stanford. And still upcoming for the Cougars, one more home meet that you can catch them February 2nd. A couple weeks time on a Friday evening in Pullman. That'll be at 5 o'clock for the first race. And then they will follow it up on Saturday, just 9 miles away over across the border in Idaho against the University of Idaho. Little regional rivalry there before they head to those Pac-12 championships February 28th. The NCAA championships, as we mentioned, for Washington State, only focused on the swimming side of things. No diving program here. Those will be the second to last week of March. This will be Claire Tuggle's race to win, followed by Mira Simchak and Noelle Harvey. In fact, Harvey may even be working to overtake Simchak now. Yeah, they're both on the same lap currently, and it is Noelle Harvey inside who's been able to take some of that position. Harvey, we mentioned, has a ton of experience in this Washington State program. Junior with the 5 wins last year that we mentioned, 3 individual wins as a freshman. Former champion in the state of California back in her prep days in the 200 free. Following Simchak, who's now in 3rd, it would appear to be Mackie Hodges. Hodges just past your left near the top of the screen for USC in lane 6. Harvey's about 4 seconds ahead of Simchak. And you hear the bell ringing for Claire Tuggle. Tuggle, who again, best time in this is 16:15.91. We have passed that at 16 and a half right now. But she's closing in with an opportunity for a Gibb Pool record and will touch with a record here at Gibb Pool of 16:41 and 32 hundredths of a second. So new Gibb pool record for Claire Tuggle. Noelle Harvey up next at 16:56.42. And then Mira Simchak coming in third. Followed, as we mentioned, by Mackie Hodges for USC. Then it will be Lauren Willie for Washington State. And then Hannah Huarte will be the final finisher in this 1,650-yard freestyle. All told, not a bad time for Harvey at 16:56.42. But the Gibb pool record, Claire Tuggle, the victory at 16:41.32, beats the pool record by 8 seconds and change. So we will head on next to the 200-yard free. And the competitors for this one, Clara Anderson in lane 1 for Washington State. USC's Marlene Collar in lane 2. Angela DePaulo in lane 3 for WSU. USC has Sofia Kudryshova in lane 4. In lane 5 for Washington State, Sam Crew. Justina Kozan in lane 6 for USC. And Josie Liebzeit in lane 7 for Washington State. .200 freestyle underway. Pool record in this event, 148.14. Washington State record, 146.14. And the USC record would be 142.84. No, pardon me, 141.38, and it is held by Mina Abraham. Abraham not racing on this one, but active swimmer for USC. Right now it is Justina Kozan in front out in lane 7 for the Trojans. Kozan's best time in this 1:44 and 40 hundredths was 4th in the Pac-12 in the 200 individual medley last year. Let's see, Kozan leading the pack. It would be a close race for second right now, but give the inside edge to Marlene Collar down in lane 2. Collar, who was second in the Pac-12 last year in the 16:53 out of Austria. Tight race for third. Inside edge right now, Sam Crew of Washington State. Being overtaken inside by Angela DePaulo. Down the stretch we go with Justina Kozan touching first, followed by Marlene Collar, and then Angela DePaulo for Washington State. Kozan's time of 1:50.52. USC taking first and second in that one. Washington State third and fourth. DePaulo and Crew was fourth for the Cougars. We have a couple of heats coming up for our next event in the 100-yard backstroke. In lane 1 for Washington State, Caitlin Bluford. Lindsey Barnes of USC in lane 2. Kiana Swain of Washington State in lane 3. Caroline Famous in lane 4 for USC. Anna Rockholtz in lane 5 for Washington State. Alice Waldo in lane 6 for USC. Michaela Poloni in lane 7 for WSU. And the Trojans, Catherine Adams in lane 8. There will be one additional swimmer in the second heat. That will be Ellie Moss of Washington State. here in the 100 back. Great start for Caroline Famous at lane 4, the senior from Wayne, Pennsylvania. Her sheet littered with NCAA qualifying times, including in this event at 51 and 48 hundredths of a second. Famous out in front of the pack in second. Anna Rockholtz of Washington State University. Rockholtz, who won in this event against UCLA at home earlier this year. She's slotted for second right now with Caroline Famous leading to the wall. Then Rockholtz and Kiana Swain for Washington State. Actually dead even. Swain and Alice Waldo, each with times of 57 and 35 hundredths of a second. You see the times there. So Famous, Rockholtz, Swain, and Waldo each in third. Great race, another victory for Famous on the season. That's number 7, fourth in conference dual meet action. Ellie Moss in the second heat now to grab a time. Just trying to catch those times before they cleared off the screen. I think Famous had a Gibb Pool record as well in that 7th victory on the season. Moss in this opportunity, the sophomore from Woodbury, Minnesota. In the high school state championships there a couple years back, reached into the top 10. Last year in the 50 and 200 back at the Pac-12 championships, achieved times that qualified for the National Invitational Championships B times. Moss at 59.15 for Washington State. See the time there as we move on to the 100-yard breaststroke. Caroline Baker for USC in lane 2, Emily Lundgren of Washington State in lane 3, Caitlin Dobler in lane 4 for USC, Alexandra Martianen for Washington State in lane 5. Lane 6, Nisha Kitchkanakorn for USC. Lane 7, Haley Grotti for Washington State. Charlotte Hansen, lane 8 for USC. Really watch out here for Dobler, Pac-12 champion in this event and the 200-yard breaststroke. Dobler, as we mentioned, in lane 4. Challenge inside lane 3, Emily Lundgren of Washington State. NCAA B qualifying time in this event last year. Finished second in this as well against UCLA. And it is Dobler out in front. Won it in the Pac-12, as you mentioned. 4th in this event in the country last year, Dobler. Did tremendous in the breaststroke. So Dobler followed by Lundgren. Grotti may have an opportunity for 3rd up top. Dobler wins it for USC at 1 minute and 14 hundredths of a second. And that is a Gibb Pool record. Followed by Emily Lundgren's 1:02 and 99 hundredths. And Grotti 3rd for Washington State. So far, clean victories across the board for USC, first in each of these races. The women of Troy lead. We'll get the score updated there. We're getting them relayed from down below. The total tallies as we move on into the 200-yard butterfly. Caitlin Dobler, a Gibb Pool record. 1 minute and 14 of a second. For this 200-yard fly, Kaya Takashige in lane 1 for Washington State, Mackie Hodges in lane 2 for USC, Dori Hatazi in lane 3 for WSU, USC's Justina Kozan in lane 4, Ariel Wang in lane 5 for Washington State, Genevieve Sasseville in lane 6 for USC, Jewel Springer in lane 7 for WSU, and Ella Flowers of USC in lane 8. Kozan already a victory earlier. That was in the 200 free. So can Kozan take both the 200 free and fly? Good start for Mackie Hodges. Hodges able to stay under just a little longer and maybe just a slim margin ahead of Dori Hatazi, who is leading this field. Hatazi has an opportunity to try to grab Washington State its first win here this morning. And Hatazi, strong fly in lane 3. Hatazi tremendous in these events. 200 fly NCAA beat time last year. Won at California in this event. Competed in the 2023 World University Games in China last summer. 155.74, the best time for Hatazi in this event. .156.68 is the Gibb Pool record. We'll see what Hatazi can do here with some open water between Hatazi and Genevieve Sasseville out in lane 6. It won't quite be the best time for Hatazi, but it'll be a victory for Hatazi as Washington State wins its first race of the morning. In second, Sasseville in 6, followed by Hodges, and then Wang, and then Kozan. Hatazi, Sasseville, Hodges, 1, 2, 3. And for Dori Hatazi, that is victory number 4 on the season, 12th of the sophomore's career already at Washington State. And that takes us into the final event here before our first break of 15 minutes, the 50-yard freestyle. There will be 2 heats of this. The second heat will all be Washington State swimmers. Here in heat number 1, Skylar Burgach of Washington State in lane 1, Mina Abraham in lane 2 for USC, Selena Duran-Ortiz in lane 3 for Washington State, Annika Delgado in lane 4 for the Trojans, Angela DePaulo of the Cougars in lane 5, Vasilisa Buinaya, in lane 6 for USC, Clara Anderson in lane 7 for Washington State, and Caitlin Dobler in lane 8 for USC. 50 free, mighty quick one. Delgado got off to a great start, leads this pack down the stretch. Delgado being pushed inside by Abraham, but it is Delgado followed by Abraham and Buinaya. 1, 2, 3 for USC, sweeping the top 3 here in the 50 free in heat 1. And it'll be Emma Wright, Addie Lewis, Alexis Doherty, lanes 3, 5, and 7 in that order for Washington State in the second heat. said, our first break of the morning coming up. It'll be a 15-minute break. We'll step aside with the swimmers during that time. We'll come back for the 100 free, 200 backstroke, 200 breaststroke, and 100 butterfly before another 10-minute break. In the second heat, Emma Wright has the advantage inside for Washington State. Wright, the sophomore from Hobart, Indiana. Up top, Alexis Doherty following her. Wright will touch first. It will go in order of lanes, with Wright, Lewis, and Doherty the order of finishers for Washington State. 23:46 for Emma Wright. USC winning 6 of the first 7 events here this morning in Pullman. The Trojans have the early advantage over the Cougars, and we will have a 15-minute break. As we mentioned, we come back with the 100-yard freestyle after this. You're watching Pac-12 Women's Swimming on Pac-12 Plus. Back in Pullman, getting ready for the second set of races here this morning. 100 free, 200 back, 200 breaststroke, 100 butterfly coming up here from Gibb Pool. See all the signs that the team has done such great work to put together for their teammates for Washington State. Very nice venue here in the Pac-12. Recapping the earlier races in case you missed it, USC, they won in the opening 200-yard medley relay at 1:41:30. A Gibb Pool record in the 16:50 freestyle for Claire Tuggle at 16:41:32. That beat the previous record of 16:49:79. Justina Kozan won the 200-yard freestyle, 1:50 and 52. Caroline Famous, a victor in the 100 back, 55:25. Caitlin Dobler, Gibb Pool record, 1 minute 14 hundredths of a second in the 100 breaststroke. Dori Hatazi in the 200 fly with a victory at 1:59 and 93. Annika Delgado, a victory 23:48 in the 50 free. So here we go in the 100 free. Skylar Burgach, lane 1, WSU. Claire Tuggle, lane 2, USC. Angela DePaulo, lane 3, Washington State. Mina Abraham at lane 4 for USC. Selena Duran-Ortiz in lane 5 for Washington State. Vasilisa Buinaya, lane 6 for USC. Sam Crew, lane 7. Sofia Kudrashova, USC in lane 8. Lanes 6, 4, and 2 for USC as they went 1, 2, 3 in the 50 free did the women of Troy. Buinaya, Abraham, Tuggle, kind of the leaders. Tuggle maybe working out in front. It'll be close at the finish. It is Tuggle first before Buinaya, then Abraham, 1, 2, 3. And Tuggle at 50 and 67 hundredths of a second. USC back-to-back events that the Trojans take the top 3. Washington State will have a second heat of Addie Lewis, Emma Wright, Alexis Doherty. Same 3 who swam in the second heat of the 50 free. Only change is that Addie Lewis has moved to lane 3 instead of lane 5. Emma Wright in lane 5. Alexis Doherty in lane 7. Best jump off the blocks from Doherty. Good first turn, though, for Emma Wright. Wright, the leader at the halfway point, 25 and 27 hundredths. About a half a second ahead of her Cougar teammates. Wright, who's a Houston transfer, native of Indiana. In high school, won a state championship there in the 100 free. This very event. Out in front of the Cougs in this second heat of these finals, and Wright finishes first ahead of Doherty, followed by Lewis in heat 2. The win in the 100 free belongs to Claire Tuggle of USC. So Tuggle's second victory along with the Gibb Pool record earlier in the 1650 free. And we'll go on to the 200-yard backstroke. Josie Liebzeit of Washington State in lane 1. Caitlin Bluford of WSU in lane 2. Anna Rockholtz of WSU in lane 3. Then Caroline Famous in lane 4 for USC. Kiana Swain in lane 5 for WSU. Marlene Collar in lane 6 for USC. Michaela Poloni in lane 7 for the Cougars. And Ellie Moss in lane 8 for the Cougars. Just single heats remaining here in the 200 back, 200 breaststroke, 100 butterfly. And then we will take another short break before we get to the final two events of the morning. Caroline Famous, great start up in lane 4. I mentioned Famous earlier. Was 10th in the 100-yard version of this event in the Pac-12s. She is out in front of Kiana Swain in second for Washington State. There's a whole pack vying for third. Famous 1:56.04 is her best time in this event. Famous has almost a full body's length in first right now for USC. Famous already a winner in the 100-yard back. That was at 55 and 25 hundredths of a second, was her 7th win of the season. Closing the gap down by maybe just a yard or so. Anna Rockholtz trying to get back into it, but it's Kiana Swain who's just behind Caroline Famous, who is the leader in lane 4. Rockholtz does have a spot in lane 3 right now, potentially for third. Famous and Swain down the stretch. Caroline Famous, the women of Troy, taking the victory, her second of the day, 2:02 and 20 hundredths, followed by Swain and Liebzeit in lane 1, able to edge Rockholtz for third. Second win of the day for Caroline Famous. USC winning another event. The Trojans have won 8 of the 9 events so far here today in Pullman. Continue to add to their lead. We have the 200-yard breaststroke up next. Caroline Baker in lane 2 for USC. Emily Lundgren in lane 3 for Washington State. Catherine Adams, lane 4 of USC. Alexandra Vartianen in lane 5 for Washington State. And USC in lane 6 and 8, Nisha Kichkana-Korn and Charlotte Hansen. .212.87 is the Gibb Pool record in this event. First time we got to talk about Catherine Adams. 3 top 10s in the Pac-12 championships last year. Was 7th in this event. Has an NCAA qualifying time in the 200-yard individual medley. U.S. Junior National Team was top 3 in the 200 breaststroke Cup days in this event in the national championships. Emily Lundgren, and great work out in lane 3 for Washington State. Lundgren, 2:08.33, her best time in the 200-yard breaststroke. That is the Washington State record. She's in the lead here in lane 3, ahead of Catherine Adams. Caroline Baker did not end up racing in this one for USC, was listed to start. Dead even for third between Alexandra Vartianen and Nisha Kichkanakorn of USC. But safely in the lead, Emily Lundgren coming down the stretch for the Cougars. Looking to get Washington State its second victory of the day. Lundgren and Hatazi so commonly last year had victories for the Cougars. They both win today. Lundgren with a victory here in the 200-yard breaststroke. For Lundgren, victory number 3 on the season, 14th of her career. It goes Lundgren, Adams, Vartianen. See the times there. So second event win for Washington State. Final race before another 10-minute break. The 100-yard butterfly, Kaya Takashige in lane 1 for Washington State. Alice Waldo in lane 2 for USC. Dori Hatazi's in lane 3 for WSU. USC's Hanukkah Delgado in lane 4. Sam Cruz in lane 5 for the Cougars. The Trojans' Genevieve Sasseville in lane 6. Claire Anderson in lane 7 for WSU, and USC has Lindsey Barnes in lane 8. Swimmers going to get reset here. 100 fly. Eleventh of the 13 events here today at Gibb Pool in Pullman, Washington. Pac-12 swimming, USC and Washington State. Strong start in lane 4. Hanukkah Delgado. Delgado a winner in the 50 at 23 and 48/100ths. Staying out in front right now, Dori Hatazi. Hatazi a winner earlier as well. Did that in the 200 fly. Trying to challenge down the stretch against Hanukkah Delgado. Delgado trying to hold off Hatazi. And Delgado does, 55 and 15/100ths. Hatazi half a second behind. And then Sasseville in third for USC. The rest of the times here on your screen. Delgado's second win of the day. And USC winning 9 of the first 11 events today. Trojans in control heading to the final 2, the 200-yard individual medley and the 200-yard freestyle medley, that of the relay variety. When we come back to Pullman, those final 2 events in 10 minutes time, USC and Washington State this morning from Gibb Pool, Pac-12 women's swimming on Pac-12 Plus. Back here in Pullman, 4th-ranked USC and Washington State's Pac-12 dual meet women's swimming here this morning. Trevor Williams and our Pac-12 Plus crew with you. So glad to have you with us on this Saturday morning. What a nice morning to be inside for swimming on the Palouse. It's 20 degrees outside and snow covered on the ground. So folks enjoying the comfort here of Gibb Pool. Final 2 events here of the morning, 200-yard individual medley. Be Haley Grotti in lane 1 for Washington State. Caroline Baker in lane 2 for USC will not be swimming there. And Baker we did not see earlier in the 200-yard breaststroke as well. So Emily Lundgren lane 3 for Washington State. Ella Flowers of USC in lane 4. Ariel Wang in lane 5 for WSU. Catherine Adams in lane 6 for USC. Jewel Springer in lane 7 for Washington State. Lundgren has a win today out of lane 3, and she is in front right now here in this individual medley. Lundgren a winner in the 200-yard breaststroke earlier. It appears that overtaking Lundgren in lane 5 for Washington State is Ariel Wang, at least for the moment. They are 1 and 2. Washington State might have 3rd in this as well, and Jewel Springer up at the top of the screen. It is Ariel Wang out in front. You get into a portion of this event where Emily Lundgren really excels, trying to catch up to lane 5. Wang has an opportunity for her first victory at Washington State. And Ariel Wang with the turn here, the opportunity to get into victory here in the freestyle. Still staying in front of Emily Lundgren. Wang, who's from McKinney, Texas, born in Taiwan, a freshman for Washington State, posting her first victory as a Cougar in this 200-yard individual medley. Ariel Wang followed by Emily Lundgren and Jewel Springer. 1, 2, 3. Cougars' 3rd event win of the day. And we go to the final event of this dual meet, the 200-yard freestyle relay. The A relay teams for Washington State in lane 3, Noelle Harvey, Dory Hatazi, Sam Crew, and Selena Duran-Ortiz. In lane 4, the A relay for USC of Annika Delgado, Caroline Famous, Vasilisa Winaya, and Sofia Kudryshova. Washington State's B relay in lane 5 is Mira Simchak, Skylar Burgach, Clara Anderson, Angela DePaulo. USC's B in lane 6 of Mackie Hodges, Justina Kozan, Mina Abraham, and Claire Tuggle. Then you have the C relays, Washington State in lane 7, Haley Grotti, Emma Wright, Addie Lewis, Alexis Doherty. USC of Caitlin Dobler, Lindsey Barnes, Charlotte Haynes, Ella Flowers. And USC's D in lane 8, Genevieve Sasseville, Alice Waldo, Nisha Keach-Canacorn, and Marlene Collin. 200 free, long time staying under there in 3 for Noelle Harvey of Washington State. Harvey up tight with Annika Delgado, first leg done. Cougars off the blocks transitioning into leg 2, but it was a really good transition in lane 6 for Justina Kozan. Overtaken now in lane 4 by Caroline Famous. Famous and Kozan right there. Dory Hatazi was close in 3rd. Into the 3rd leg. Mina Abraham leading in lane 6. It's USC's B relay. This B relay performing well for Southern California of Hodges, Kozan, Abraham, and now Claire Tuggle, the anchor leg, trying to finish it off. Tuggle out in front. USC has 2nd. Their A relay of Sofia Kudryshova. In lane 4, Washington State bringing up 3rd in lane 3 with Selena Duran-Ortiz. Lane 6, Claire Tuggle, the anchor leg of the USC B relay, takes it home for the Trojans, followed by USC's A and Washington State's A. 1, 2, 3, 134.29, the winning time. And USC able to win all but 3 events of the 10 of the 13 events going to the 4th-ranked Trojans. They continue their perfection so far in dual meet action this season, with still some really big dual meets to come against UCLA, USC, and California. And Stanford and California. And it'll be fun to watch them go forward into the Pac-12 championships and then on to their opportunities in the NCAAs. For Washington State, Dory Hatazi, Emily Lundgren, and Ariel Wang win events today. Wang with her first win as a Cougar. They are back home February 2nd against Utah. As you see the final on your screen there, 134-90 for USC. Thanks as always for being with us. For our entire Pac-12 Plus crew, this is Trevor Williams saying so long from Pullman. USC improves to 6-0 in dual meet action this year, and we'll see you back in early February when the Utah Utes come in to swim against the Washington State Cougars. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Thanks for being with us here on Pac-12 Plus.